Okay, so let me see.
There's people.
Well, hello, people. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. It's recording. So we are going to start. I had to text because I was supposed to be in another meeting with the Rochester Civic Center, and I'm ditching on it and letting Joel and Amanda do it. So, you guys, I'm glad you popped in. So it's interesting. We've been looking at some numbers, and you guys fall in the 16 through 30 range in terms of top 25 or top 30 revenue generators for the company. So I thought that you might be interested in just, this is a really informal meeting, and it's more just to kind of see how we can help you, challenge you. You're obviously very good directors. So thrilled to have you. So we thought maybe we could give you some ideas to take it to the next level. And I know you guys are competitive people, and you might want to try to move up notches. I know everyone's competitive. And I haven't come up with I just threw this together, and we haven't come up with like a specific challenge for you. And if you have any ideas, we could think of something that would be cool. So, and the first thing I want to say, you might be right where you want to be, but maybe you're not. Like, maybe you're like, okay, I wish I was in the top 20, or I wish I was in the top 10, and if you ever are wondering where you're at, we could give you that info. Like, because some people are, down right now, some people are up. So when I say 15 to 30 or 16 to 30, I was going off last year. And some of you are like at 100%, and some of you are at,
and some people that were up there aren't at 100% right now. So things are probably going to shuffle a little this year anyways.
It's going to shuffle. So, the one thing I think it's interesting is most of the people in the top 10 all do not have a second job. So that's something to just think about. And it's because, so it shows kind of, and I'm not pressuring anybody to have a second job. I'm just more saying it's just a stat that you might want to be aware of, that if you are trying to move up, you might not.
And sometimes people are afraid to take the leap and let go of a day job.
Stable.
So it's just a fun stat that those top people that have taken the leap and have done it.
Right. So one of the things I want you to do is maybe look at your dashboard and go, okay, where am I doing well, and where could I improve? I would also look at your student count by grade, like go through teens and tinies, and do some analysis. And some people are numbers people and some people aren't, but the more you look at your numbers, the more things that kind of come out and go, oh, well, duh, why didn't I see this? This is where I could improve, because sometimes we're barking up the wrong tree. And I'll use my self for an example with competing with choreography. It's totally on a different subject, but it kind of shows I am really, as you know, into choreography. So when I coach high school dance, I love to change stuff. I love to make it better. I want to make it better and better and better. But sometimes I go back and look at my score sheet and go, we were getting 9s in choreography or 10. So why am I changing it? Because I'm just lowering my execution scores. So that was kind of like an aha moment for me. Unrelated to this, but just kind of what I'm trying to say is you got to really look at why you're doing what you're doing, what trips your trigger, what's bringing you the most bang for your buck. And something I always tell people too is watch what you spend time on that you don't need to be spending time on. You are a big program. Some of us color code, type, make lists, da 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 da. I don't. Sometimes it's good to get by. And I know that sounds bad, but don't do busy work that's not going to generate any funds for you. Okay. I know when I'm coaching, I'll do handwritten, like Julie wants everything in a spreadsheet and it's awesome, but I don't spend that time doing it, So think what you can do that's going to bring you more bang for your buck and not spend your time doing stuff that you don't have to do. You might want to look at a program that's in comparable size to yours and go, okay, say I have 200 kids total. What am I trying to say? Full season individuals. Well, maybe the reason Susie Q down the street is so much higher than me, she has 200 individuals, but she has them all taking 3 classes. So that's where I think you need to look at your stats. Look at the little cutie in the back, Sarah. She's darling.
She's like, what's happening here?
Hi, buddy. So look at your numbers and go, okay, here's an area I'm short. Here's an area I could fix. And we just got off another call. It was supposed to be with new directors, and some of you actually logged into it. But we did it because nobody came to new directors, and we're like, we have this agenda. We're going to do this live. So we just did. And I don't remember where I'm going with this.
Maximize kids taking multiple classes.
Oh, kids taking multiple classes. Like we talked on that meeting about sending out a little note or reaching out to a parent. And the other thing we talked a lot about is build relationships with your parents. And I know that you guys are relationship builders. By looking at the group that's here, I'm like, yes, you should. I'm preaching to the choir here, because you guys are relationship builders, every single one of you that I can see on this little face. So keep doing that. It's so important. Like I was out talking to parents in the lobby last night, kind of just trying to, schmooze because of our outdoor Halloween show this Saturday when we're getting 6 more inches of snow and people are kind of freaked out, And I just joke about it. I'll be like, well, I'm less worried about your little child than me. I got to be out there from 8:30 a.m. until 3:30. I'm wearing a Carhartt snowmobile suit. Your kid only has to be out there 20 minutes. And I may do some funny things like play, do you want to build a snowman? And let that go on. And, we're just going to make light of it. But making sure that you're building those relationships with parents and saying, we can't make this stuff up. It just keeps hitting us harder and harder. It's like somebody's, I don't know, like mad at the world right now or something. But so build those relationships with the parents. They know you're trying. And that's what you got to make sure they know, that you didn't want any of this. And if you do have a parent that's kind of evil that way, kill them with kindness. So back to your numbers. Look at every class you have and see, okay, my lowest is K first. Then I would do a full-blown K first campaign. I would try to find every K first teacher in your district. I would send them an email. I would say, I will come in and teach an activity in your classroom. Teachers are going nuts too right now. Hello. So maybe go in and go, if I could pass out flyers, I will do an activity for your class. Yeah. Wear your mask, because it's giving you another risk. But, find out where you need to build those numbers. And then the other thing, really thinking about special sessions. Some of you guys are the queen of special sessions. I know that. And maybe in a minute we could share, how do you get those to go? Now, I know Kelsey was on the last call and she was saying private lessons are blowing up for her right now, which is a good thing. So if you're not doing private lessons, that would be another thing that you could maybe add. The other thing that's exciting right now is our series is going to be bigger with more Halloween routines, because now we're going up to older with Halloween. So for the first time, we're going to have like a big Halloween series that we can build off of for future years. Maybe I just regret that I didn't do mine on like the 9th or 10th. I actually had to speak in North Dakota from Florida, which is funny. Isn't Zoom crazy? So I was in Florida and I was speaking at the North Dakota Coaches Association, but that's why I couldn't do mine that weekend. And do I wish I would have. So
one thing when Cindy was talking about getting kids to take multiple classes, I would maybe do some analyzing of your schedule as well, and see, like, if it's your mini age where you have the kids that are in everything, try to think of something they're not taking yet and offer more for them, because those are the kids that clearly are invested and are the ones that are going to keep taking whatever you feed them. So try to come up with some new creative things to offer that age group of kids too. And then slowly start implementing it in the younger ones, because they'll see those older kids doing it and do special sessions with them of a new style.
Something that's working for us right now is hip hop preschool. And about a week ago, Danny did that hip hop little warm up for preschool. If you haven't watched it yet, it's darling. And they want to be funky. So they want to do that. I had one little girl one day go, I don't want to do that ballerina song. I want to do that other song, you know? So it kind of came on by accident. But so think about that if you're offering what the kids want. And hip hop across the board is where we're seeing big numbers right now. So if you're not offering enough hip hop, I would think of that. So bring a friend nights are good. And back to preschool, if you're not, are any of you doing Mommy and Me? Mommy and Me, is that big for you? And then do you usually get the kids back later? I mean, like they join the Mommy and Me, but then do they come around later? Anybody care to talk about that?
Yeah, I do, well, I call it Teeny Kicks, but I do Teeny Kicks, and in New Ulm, my other program, I have to have 2 classes of it because it fills every single year, both classes. In St. Peter, it's not quite as big, but every single one of those dancers always then joins my Tiny Kicks. Always, always, always.
And that's good.
It's like a feeder program.
It's like advertising, you know, and sometimes I
I'm not gonna lie, I hate the class. Like, it is my least favorite class. It stresses me out. But
it gets
the
noisy.
parents love it, and they think it's great. So if they think it's great, wonderful.
Molly fakes it till she makes it.
Yeah.
I sure do.
There's some of those classes where parents will go, you are so good at those little ones. And you go, only if you only knew what I'm thinking inside right now, you know? So, but I think you got to figure out ways to get kids in the door. It might be the Mommy and Me. It might be a princess camp. It might be a different day of the week. Look at your schedule and go, am I offering, you know, because we just moved a class once. We're almost always preschool on Wednesdays, which I know sounds terrible, but that's because of church night, but that's when our big kids have church. So we kind of rocked out Wednesdays with preschooler because we're figuring they're not in church as much. But we moved one to Monday, and that's the first one that fills always is our Monday. So I think you need to play around. Don't always do stuff like you've done it, because there might be a better way. The other thing is look at the people in the top 20 and see what they're offering. Go on their Facebook, stalk them a little bit, go on their website, look at their classes and go, all right, I'm going to get competitive, you know, and go, I'm going to add that. I'm going to do this, because I think that's going to help us all if we do that. So, and anytime you want to see a schedule laid out by day, you know, we could get you some of those. We have them from various people. So the other thing is sometimes we schedule stuff for parents. I know in Brainerd, we have our Starlights. We're going 3 hours in a row. And when you were the teacher of that last hour, you were just like, you know, let me out of here. But we switched it now that school gets out at 1:45. We switched a class to like 2 to 3, and those kids are on a separate day. And oh my gosh, they're just so much more engaged. So we feel like they're getting more out of it. So that's something too to think about, is what are they getting out of your classes? Are they really noticing that they're getting that much better? So now I'm going to open it up to you. What are your challenges right now? What do you want to talk about? Anything. And we are recording this, just so you know. So don't talk about like your marital problems and yeah, I'm kidding. You can if you want, but
I don't know what those are like.
Anybody? Ed.
Well, I wanted to say the reason my numbers aren't up is because of COVID. We can't get into our normal facilities, and we have a cap on all of our classes. So instead of having 20, 30 kids in a class, I have to limit it to 15. I've never had so many wait lists in my life. I've never had so many full classes in my life, but it's been a management thing and it's worked out fine, but I'm about 80%. And I know it's because we can't fit as many kids in.
Right.
And I can't add. I mean, I'm maxed out in White Bear schools and everywhere.
Yeah.
We've offered virtual. So we do have some kids who are taking our classes virtually, But there are kids who are like, I'll just wait till there's a spot. And I'm like, well, I don't know when it's going to open.
Oh,
It's very, very frustrating.
very frustrating. So that's a huge point. Anybody have suggestions how they've gotten around that? I mean, you might have to go back to the drawing board and look for it. And I know, Larissa, you've looked everywhere. I know you have. If there's anywhere else to look.
I'm still looking.
I know. And you can't give up. You know, somebody was just on the last call and said, now I don't have anywhere. I think it was, I can't remember what it was about, for makeup days. She's for snow already. She's having makeup days. And I just said, it's going to be a pain this year. Everything is. It's just like, it's making us have to work harder. But so you got to kind of let go of that, Larissa. And I know it's hard. And as the, you know, company, like the one that's trying to lead you, it's really frustrating to hear it, because we know we're all so down in numbers, and you got kids sitting there wanting to take your class. So we got to figure out a way to do it.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah, thanks, COVID. And Snow, could you ever like add one in the same facility in a hallway? Like we cleared our store out this year, so we have a class practicing in there and in the studio, and then they switch off every week. One of them gets the bigger room every week, one gets the small room, and it's working. You know, I used to teach in the hallway at Brainerd High School, and that worked. So I mean, you might have to be just creative and go, no, I don't need a gym. I don't need a, you know, I could teach in a.
Well, yeah, and like Cindy says, if you have multiple classes going on, just kind of rotate them so everybody gets the less desirable space every other week.
It gets confusing though. I can't stand it, because every week they're like, where am I today? And you're like, I don't know where you are. So anybody have any ideas for waiting lists and where you found more facilities on the fly?
They're all like, if you can tell me where to find a facility on the fly, that's
Okay then, alrighty then. No one knows.
be a golden nugget of information.
Right.
I just want you guys to know that, you know, it's not, my numbers are down not because of anything except for that. So,
Larissa, you're just not that great.
yeah, I know.
So no.
Thanks, Christina.
Yeah, always here to build you up.
We know that that's the case. I mean, I know Heather Day gets way down, and she's just kind of fit to be tied to, and it's just the way it is, you know. And
it's hard right now.
She didn't say that to me. I kind of know her personality and imagine that she is when I was looking at her numbers. You know, she never whined to me.
I don't know what you mean by, I mean way down. And she's just kind of fit to be tied to a bridge. She didn't say that to me. I'm kind of.
All right, whatever.
Thanks, Siri.
Thanks, Siri. So anyway.
Of course.
And she said, of course. Oh, last night I found out that Alexa can make fart noises, because I had my 2 grandsons over and they were making her fart. And I'm like, I did not know. Well, why would I know that?
Well,
like, why would I have had her doing that? So yes, I found that out last night. So what else is a challenge? I mean, what else can we help you with? Anybody? Otherwise we can end. I just wanted to get you here and get your minds thinking. And anybody have any successes to share that are working well? No?
Well, I will say this is every time we added a class, because we had so many kids on a wait list for hip hop that we were able to add an extra middle hip hop, an extra mini hip hop, an extra wee hip hop. So at least we were able to do that. And then each one has the max of 15 in it. So that's good, but we ran out of space. Like, we are in hallways and we are in gyms and we're in cafeterias and we're everywhere. And Whitebird Schools has been fantastic for us. They just can't find us any other space, but I'm going to keep looking. So
when you're saying 15, can't you be in pods of like 23, or are the spaces so small that you felt like
with the 6 social distance?
The spaces are so small, and the school district is forcing them to do the COVID capacity of 25% in gyms and 50% in regular rooms. So our gyms are actually smaller than our rooms, which makes no sense.
You know why they're doing that? Because their classrooms have to have that many kids in it, and they have no way around it, so they just fudge on it. That's what I think anyway. So
yeah. But
Yeah.
It's a struggle, but we're working through it. So,
Great.
mhm.
All right. Well, that's about all I have. That was short and sweet, but I just wanted to, it's great seeing your faces, and I just wanted to kind of light a fire under you to, or help you with each other. If you're, I was just worried you're struggling with stuff like COVID and spaces and parents. So if there's anything else that we can help you with, just let us know.
Keep your chins up.
Yeah.
I just have a question quick, and this isn't really related, but I have my little fall show this weekend, and it's indoors. So it's the first COVID-friendly indoor event. I am just wondering, like, bleacher space, and like, I'm gonna put some chairs out. How do I need to arrange that, or can I leave it up to the parents to be adults?
Well, I think you can. They probably won't do it. Now, have you limited the number of tickets and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. I think you can say on the microphone, please distance. If they don't, that's not really your problem. You could say wear masks.
Yeah, I told them that they have to wear masks at all times, but I was wondering, like, do I really have to go in we don't have a lot of bleacher space at this facility. It's small bleachers. So I didn't know if I had to block off every so many seat spaces, or I can just let them free for all it.
I think you could try that, and it would be good if you have the time to do that. We're not in ours because we're outside, and I'm worried there's gonna be snow on it and won't stick, and so.
Yeah, otherwise I think you just say it numerous times and just say, please make sure that you're social distancing from people that are not in your household.
And they're not gonna listen.
None of us want to get in trouble, so let's just deal with it for the 15 minutes we're here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to get in trouble with something I wasn't aware of, or.
Well,
know.
there are people that will call
I
and
was
have
gonna
you shut down. I mean, that
Yeah,
happens.
I know.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say there's secret COVID police out there.
there
so.
are. And then there's some people that don't care. So you just have to try your best. And I'm surprised you get to be indoors. So cool. Great for you. That's awesome. Anything else, anybody? All right. Well,
I'll say this. I leave class every night, and we're like week 9, I think, right now. Just amazed at how hard these kids are working to follow the rules, put the teamwork together. I kind of wish my employees, some of them would be, because right now we've got in-class Halloween performances for every single class next week, and I've got a head
oops, you froze.
instructor out for the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
And she head instructs 6 classes for us. So
with COVID?
that's a little, that was a little unnerving. So I wish the adults would behave as well as the kids are. But it's just been, it's been just amazing to see how well the kids work.
Awesome.
So.
That's really good. You're lucky. I think some of ours are really good. And I find that some of the kids get it from their parents too. Like I know one girl whose parents are against masks and whatnot. Well, she's got that thing off all the time because I know her mom has preached to her that it doesn't really matter, so it's harder to get some of them to do it. So I don't know, but that's good. Yeah. And I'm sorry that you have an instructor out. That's really hard. We just had one quit that is scared of COVID, but she's already had it and she quit now. And I'm kind of going, okay, but I don't think you can get it again. Maybe you can. They don't really know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're down one who quit now. So that's not great.
Little Grace in the background.
I see Grace. Hi, Grace.
She's on puppy duty while I'm on my meetings.
Good. Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, hang in there and go get them. And
Thanks for all you're doing.
Yeah. So we appreciate you. Keep your head up. I know
You
it's
can
hard.
only go up from here, right?
Maybe Saturday night we need to have wine after all these outdoor Halloween shows. I am not looking forward to it.
I'll just put some liquor in your cup while you're there.
Yeah, maybe that's going to help you
Warm
how
you
we
up.
keep warm. Yeah, no, that would not be good.
It's fine.
All right. Well, you guys take care. Bye-bye. Oh, there's something in the chat.
Yeah.